Bible pages 30 to 31. And this is the Bible I'm reading right now. And even if no one ends up joining through the live, it's okay. Because I'm going to have this public after I'm done with the live so that others can watch it if they want to. Just in case there's those who want to learn more about the Bible, though. Anyways. Oh, yeah. I am a very slow reader, and there is some things I cannot pronounce. So, if you hear any background noises, it is my family downstairs. One second, there's something stuck in my throat. Welcome to the live, your local coffee. People can hear you.
Free music. Bro, they won't connect.
There's like 2 other people in here with me, my sister and my cousin.
I'm your half sister.
And before they came in here, I heard a creepy noise. Like, it was a scraping sound on the wall.
He said, he growled at you, Dad. What'd they say?
Okay.
Yep.
I'll call you Logan or Alexander. So the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, take yourselves handfuls of ashes from a furnace and let Moses scatter it towards the heavens in the sight of Pharaoh. And it will become fine dust in all the land of Egypt, and it will cause boils. Oh, the other person? That's my cousin.
Huh? What'd they say?
They asked who's the other voice.
Hi.
Remember your tan line.
Tan line. No more free tan lines. No more. I'm done. You gotta start paying for my beautiful tan line.
They said that they love your voice.
My voice?
You talking about my cousins?
Now I know why these aren't connecting.
They said yes. They love your voice.
I'm embarrassed of my voice. Oh,
You shouldn't be
that's
embarrassed.
so sweet.
Oh, hey, Archer. My sister just
That was so
burped.
red. We just stayed silent for a moment after it happened. Kristen looked up and she went, and then Jazz just went, boom, just burst out laughing.
And for your question, Archer, you did not miss the love.
I accidentally said your name.
It's Christina.
Sorry, Christina.
Boils that break out and sores on my brain broke for a second. Anyways, boils that break out and sores on man and beast throughout all the land of Egypt. Then they took the ashes from the furnace and stood before Pharaoh, and Moses scattered them toward heaven, and they caused boils to break out in sores on man and beast. And the magicians could not stand before Moses because of the boils, for the boils were on the magicians and all the land of Egypt, and all the Egyptians. Oh, I'll try to hurry since your phone is on 15. But the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, and he did not heed them, just as the Lord had spoken to Moses. Then the Lord said to Moses, rise early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh to and say to him, Thus says the Lord of the Hebrews, let my people go, that they may serve me for at this time I will send all my plagues to your heart, well, to your very heart, and on your servants and on your people, that you may know that there is none like me in all the earth. If I had stretched out my hand and struck you and your people with pestilence, then you would have been cut off from the earth. But indeed, this is purpose I have raised you up, that I may show my power in you, and that my name may be declared in all the earth. As you as you set exalt yourself against my people, in that you will not let them go, behold, down such as has not been in Egypt since its founding until now. Therefore send now and gather your livestock and all that you have in the field, for the hail or something like that, Hail, shall come down on every man and every animal which is found in the field not and is not brought home, and they shall die. Who is feared the word of the Lord among the servants of Pharaoh made his servants and his livestock flee to the left, well, to the house actually, but he did not regard the word of the Lord, left his servants and his livestock in the field. Then the Lord said to Moses, Stretch out your hand towards heaven, that there may be hail, Hail, in all the land throughout Egypt. And Moses stretched out his rod toward heaven, and the Lord sent thunder and hail, Hail, the land of Egypt, and so there was hail, Hail, and fire mingled with the hail. I don't really know if I'm saying it right, but it's Hail. So whenever you hear me say that word, that's what I'm saying. So very heavy, that there was none like it in all the land of Egypt. Since it became a nation, and the hail struck throughout all the land of Egypt, all that was in the field, both man and beast, all hail struck, Hail, every herb of the field, and broke every tree of the field. Only in the land of Goshen, where the children of Israel were, there were no hail, Hail. And Pharaoh sent and called for Moses and Aaron, and said to them, I have sinned this time. The Lord is righteous, and my people and I are wicked. Entreat the Lord that there may be no more mighty thundering and hail, Hail is how it's spelled. For it is enough. I will let you go, and you shall stay no longer. So Moses said to him, As soon as I have gone out of the city, I will spread out my hands to the Lord. The thunder will cease, and there will be no more hail, Hail, that you may know that that the earth is the Lord's. But as for you and your servants, I know that you will not yet fear the Lord God. Now the flax and the barley were were struck, for the barley was in the head, and the flax was in the bud. But the wheat and the spelt were not struck, for they are late crops. So Moses went out of the city from Peroah and spread out his hands to the Lord. Then the thunder and the God. I'm sorry about that. My internet connection is not really the best right now. Anyways, I'll continue and try to finish up fast as I can because I don't know when it will try to go out again. But I'll try my best, and if this does go out and cause a lot to have to stop, then I'll start another one and try to finish where I was at. Then the thunder and the hail, Hail is how it's spelled, ceased, and the rain was not poured on the earth, and had ceased. He sinned yet more and hardened his heart, he and his servants, so the heart of Pharaoh was hard. Neither would he let the children of Israel go, as the Lord had spoken to Moses. Now the Lord said to Moses, Go in to Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart and the hearts of his servants, that I may show these signs of mine before him, and that you may tell him you may tell in the bearing of your son and your son's son the mighty things I have done in Egypt, and my signs which I have done among them, that you may know. Wait, what? Now that I think about it, I'm not really sure to what emoji out of those is a gummy. That you may know that I am the Lord. So Moses and Aaron came into Pharaoh and said to him, Thus says the Lord of the Hebrews, How long will you refuse to humble yourself before me? Let my people go, that they may serve me, or else if you refuse to let my people go, behold, tomorrow I will bring locusts into your territory, and they shall cover the face of the earth, so that no one will be able to see the earth, and they shall eat the residue of what is left, which means to you from the hail of the field. Hail is how you spell that, but not field of what I'm talking about. They shall fill your house, the houses of all your servants, and the houses of all the Egyptians, which neither your fathers nor your father's father, nor your father's fathers have seen since the day that they were on the earth to this day. And he turned and went out to Pharaoh. Then Pharaoh's servants said to him, How long shall this man be a snare to us? Let the men go, that they may serve the Lord the Lord their God. Do you not know that Egypt is destroyed? So Moses and Aaron were brought again to Pharaoh. And he said to them, Go serve the Lord your God, who are the ones that are going. And Moses said, We will still go with our young and our old, with our sons and our daughters, with our flocks and our herds, we will go. For we must hold a feast to the Lord. Then he said to them, The Lord had a better be with you when I let you and your little ones go. Beware, for evil is ahead of you, not so. Go now, you who are men, and serve the Lord, for that is what you desire. And they were driven out Pharaoh's presence. Then the Lord said to Moses, Stretch out your hand over the land of Egypt for the locust, how long this live will be, but the live will probably be at least around 20 or more minutes whenever it's posted. But right now we're 15 minutes through, almost 16 minutes through. That they may come upon the land of Egypt and eat every herb of all the land, all that the Hail Hail has left. So Moses stretched out his rod over the land of Egypt, and the Lord brought an east wind on the land all that day and all that night. When it comes to the morning, the east wind brought locusts, and the locust went up over all the land of Egypt and rested on all the territory of Egypt. They were very severe previously. There had been no such locust as they, nor shall be there such after them. For they covered the face of the whole earth, so that the land was darkened, and they ate every herb of all the land and all the fruit of the trees. And the hail Hail had left, which it left. So there remained nothing green on the trees or on the plants of the field throughout all the land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron in haste and said, I have sinned against the Lord your God and against you. Now therefore please forgive my sin only this once, and in retreat the Lord your God, that he may take away from me this death only. So he went out from Peroah and entreated the Lord, and the Lord turned a very strong west wind, which took the locusts away and blew them into the Red Sea. So there remained not one locust in all the territory of Egypt, but the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he did not let the children of Israel go. Then the Lord said to Moses, stretch out your hand towards heaven, and there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, darkness which may be felt. So Moses stretched out his hand toward heaven, and there was thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. They did not see one another, nor did anyone rise from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. Then Pharaoh called to Moses and said, go serve the Lord. Only let your flocks and your herds be kept back. Let your little ones also go with you. But Moses said, you must also give us sacrifices and burnt offerings, that we may sacrifice to the Lord our God. Our livestock also shall go with us, not a hoof shall be left behind, for we must take some of them to serve the Lord our God, and even we do not know with what we will serve the Lord until we arrive there. But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he would not let them go. Then Pharaoh said to them, get away from me. Take heed to yourself and see my face no more, for in the day you see my face you shall die. So Moses said, you have spoken well. I will never see your face again. Now we are going to page 31. And the Lord said to Moses, I will bring one more plague on Pharaoh and on Egypt. Afterward he will let you go from here. And when he lets you go, he will surely drive you out of here altogether. Speak now in the hearing of the people, and let every man ask from his neighbor, and every woman ask from her neighbor, articles of silver, articles of gold. And the Lord gave the people favor in sight of the Egyptians. Moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt, in the sight of Pharaoh's servants. Why are my eyes watery a little bit? And in the sight of the people. Then Moses said, "Thus says the Lord, about midnight I will go out into the midst of Egypt, and all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall from the firstborn of Pharaoh in the land of Egypt shall die. And all the firstborn in the land of Egypt from the firstborn. I'm getting this all confused. I'm sorry. Okay. I will go out into the midst of Egypt, and all the firstborn on the land of Egypt shall die. From the firstborn of Pharaoh who sits on his throne, even to the firstborn of the female servant who is behind the handmill, and all the firstborn of the animals. Then there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as was not like it before, nor shall it be like it again. But against none of the children of Israel shall a dog move its tongue against man or beast, that you may know that the Lord does not make a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. And all these your servants shall come down to me and bow down to me, saying, Get out, and all the people who follow you. That after that I will get out. Then he went out from Pharaoh in great anger, but the Lord said to Moses, Pharaoh will not heed you, so that my wonders may be multiplied. Oh, it's okay. Bye bye. In the land of Egypt. Oh wait, I almost forgot, but I hope you have an amazing day or not. So Moses and Aaron did all these wonders before Pharaoh, and the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he did not let the children of Israel out his land. Now the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be your beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak to all the sorry, excuse me. I'm not really sure on how to pronounce this one. Congregate, 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 um, congregation. Okay, I figured it out. Of Israel, saying, On the 10th of this month, every man shall take for himself a lamb, according to the house of his father, a lamb for a household, and if the household is too small for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next to his house take it according to the number of the persons, according to each man's need. You shall take your count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. You may take it from the sheep or from the goats. Now you shall keep it until the 14th day of the month. Then the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it at twilight, and they shall take some of the blood and put it on 2 doorposts and on the lintel of the houses where they eat it. Anyways. Then they shall eat the flesh on the night roasted in fire, with unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Do not eat it raw, nor boiled at with water, but roast it in fire, its head with its legs, and what remains of it until morning you shall burn with fire. And thus you shall eat it with a belt on your waist, your sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand. So you shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover, for I will pass through the land of Egypt on that night, and will strike all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. Now the blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you are. And when I see the blood, I pass you over, and the plague you shall not be on you to destroy you when I strike the land of Egypt. So this day shall be to you a memorial, and you shall keep it as a feast of the Lord throughout your generations. You shall keep it as a feast by an everlasting ordinance. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. On the first day you shall remove leaven from your houses, for whoever eats leavened bread from the first day until the seventh day, that person shall be cut from Israel. On the first day there shall be a holy convocation, convocation, I think. And on the seventh day there shall be a holy convocation for you. No manner of work shall be done on them, but that which everyone must eat, that only may be prepared by you. You shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for on the same day I have brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore you shall observe this day throughout your generations as an everlasting ordinance. My bad. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month at evening, you shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at evening. For 7 days no leaven shall be found in your houses, since whoever eats what is leavened in that same person shall be cut off from the con I'm sorry, even though I pronounce this, I forgot how to pronounce it. Congregation. Okay, congregation of Israel, whether he is stranger or native of the land, you shall eat nothing leavened in all your dwellings. You shall eat unleavened bread. When Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said to them, pick out and take lambs for yourselves according to your families, and kill the Passover lamb, and you shall take a bunch of hyssop, dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the two doorposts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out the door of his house until morning, for the Lord will pass through and will to strike all the Egyptians. And when he sees the blood on the lintel on the two doorposts, the Lord will pass over the door and and not allow this destroyer to come into your houses to strike you. And you shall observe this thing as an ordinance for you and your sons forever. And it will come to pass when you come to find the land which the Lord will give you, just as he promised, that you shall keep this service, and it shall be when your children say to you, what do you mean by this service? Then you shall say, it is a Passover sacrifice of the Lord who passed over the house of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he struck the Egyptians and delivered our households. So the people bowed their heads and worshipped. The children of Israel went away and did so, just as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron, so they did. And it came to pass at midnight that the Lord struck all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh who sat on his throne to the firstborn of the captive who was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of the livestock. So Pharaoh arose in the night, he, all his servants, and all the Egyptians, and there were great cry in Egypt. And there were not a house where there was not one dead. Then he called out for Moses and Aaron by night, and said, rise, go out from among my people, both you and the children of Israel, and go serve the Lord as you have said. Also take your flocks from and your herds as you have said, and be gone, and bless me also. And the Egyptians urged the people that they might send them out of the land in haste, for they said, we shall all be dead. So the people took their dough before it was leavened, having their kneading bowls bound up in their clothes on their shoulders. Now the children of Israel had done according to the word of Moses, and they had asked him. They had asked from the Egyptians articles of silver, articles of gold, and clothing, and the Lord had given the people favor in sight of the Egyptians, so that they granted them what they requested. Thus they plundered all the Egyptians. I'm sorry. The children of Israel journeyed from Ramesses to Succoth, about 600,000 men on foot, besides children. A mixed multitude went up with them also, and flocks and herds, a great deal of livestock, and they baked uncleaved cakes of the dough which they had brought out of Egypt, and could not wait, nor they prepared provisions for themselves. Now the sojourn of the children of Israel who lived in Egypt was 430 years, and it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, on that same day, it came to pass, all the armies of the Lord went out from the land of Egypt. It is the night of solemn observance to the Lord for brightening them out of the land of Egypt. This is that night of the Lord, a solemn observance for all the children of Israel throughout their generations. And the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance, I think it is, of Passover. No foreigner shall eat it, but every man's servant who is brought for money, when you have circumcised him, then he may eat it. A sojourner, I think it is, and the hired. Anyways, that is the last of page 31. Tomorrow we will read page well, not tomorrow, but next Monday, if I don't have any, well, if I'm not busy or anything, then I'll read page 32 and page 33. Anyways, have an amazing day or not, and goodbye.